Well, hello and welcome to another amazing tutorial. Today I'm going to show you how to install a Whirlpool dishwasher. Just did a sink, did the plumbing. I didn't show you the underneath plumbing because everybody's is different. It's not going to be the same for mine as it is for yours, so didn't show you that part. I will show you what you actually need to connect the drain first. So you'll definitely need this piece if you've never had a dishwasher. You will probably need the, I believe, the 1-inch version, because this is I don't remember what size this is. No, this is a 3/4 inch, so I think the other one's a 1/2 inch. There's a 3/4 and a smaller one. You need the smaller one than 3/4. But when you hook this puppy up, this is the drain hose. You'll actually cut right here. You'll cut right there, and this smaller part will fit on your on this part under the sink. Now this one is the actual one for this bigger end, but I don't have that under my sink, so that's more for a garbage disposal install. Like if you have a garbage disposal and a dishwasher. But without further dudes, let's go. First thing is first, make sure you open up the dishwasher, get all the crap out of it. Next thing you want to do is tilt this thing back and rest it on its backside. You got a bolt up here and over here on your dishwasher, and you just need to use the appropriate socket, or sometimes they are easier by making them a flathead screwdriver. This one is an actual socket for some reason. So in this case, it is an 8mm socket. You can use a ratchet, nut driver. Wow, I'm not gonna like putting this thing back on. Usually it's just a 1/4 turn thing. It's an actual screw. Just put that gently aside. There's 2 clips right here. Pull those in. Pull that up. I really don't want to disconnect anything. Alright, well, I'm going to let that hang there. I know I probably shouldn't, but I'm going to. It happened. Alright, I do recommend you get the supply line kit. With the dishwasher, it's going to come with everything you need to hook it up. Dishwashers require one of 2 elbows. This is the one for the Whirlpool. Sometimes GE will use this one. It also comes with a power cord and a supply line. So if it's a Bosch, you're going to have, sometimes you'll have a weird proprietary power cord that can be a pain to get a hold of. So that's why I didn't get a Bosch. Guys trying to sell me on one. I'm like, dude, I used to sell appliances. No thanks. I don't want a Bosch. I'd rather have a Whirlpool. So this is going to hook in right here. Make sure you can see that. And this stuff is plastic, so be careful. Do not cross thread this or you will be sorry. There we go. Get it kind of hand tight. Make sure this is facing the back, because that's what your supply line is going to hook up to. And then I had some channel locks in here. Again, it doesn't take a whole lot because this is cheap plastic crap, which I do recommend Whirlpool. I love Whirlpool, but all this stuff is made with cheap plastic crap, just to keep the cost down. I'm not used to seeing a drain line there, but we'll do the electrical next because I don't feel like moving my camera. Well, I have to move it anyway. All right, we'll do the drain line. You twisted my arm. The drain line is going to connect right here. They do come with clamps, so you'll want to put your hose clamp on there first. Make sure your drain line's all the way on, tighten that all the way up, give it a tug, make sure it's not going to come off. So next I will connect the supply line. Now you want to make sure that this is facing in. If you don't, it will actually kink your line. So face it in towards the center of the dishwasher. All right, so this little brass piece that we put on the dishwasher, that we faced backwards towards the back of the dishwasher as well. That is where your supply line goes into. Make sure you do not cross thread this thing either. And when you just make it hand tight and take a wrench and hold the elbow while you are tightening this up. You do not want to break that plastic piece. And you really just want to go until it won't go anymore. You don't want to over tighten it. So if you're starting to twist, this plastic thing, definitely stop, because that's not good. All right, hope you can see that. This is your power panel, or whatever you want to call it. Of course, definitely don't have the other end of the cable plugged in when you do this. That would be a stupido. We don't want to do that. By the way, I'm not a certified electrician. Do not blow up your house. I'm not responsible for it. However, this is pretty simple. I really don't like the fact that they didn't color code these cables, but it really doesn't matter. The ground wire is actually labeled on the inside as ground only. So the center wire is ground only. These two, connect them to one of those screws. Wow, I like that they put flux on it already. That's nice. You'll also get a strain relief, or some people may call it a Romex connector. Put your nut on first. Take this through. Now you want to make sure that you have enough to install this, so kind of lay them down and measure it out first, and go ahead and clamp these bad boys down. Where's my screwdriver? Oh. Alright, I'm going to screw that bad boy in enough to pinch the wires, not sever the wires, but pinch them. And the whole point of this is so this sharp metal edge does not sever these wires. and also so it doesn't yank this thing out of the back and cause a fire. Now run your nut back up here. Do not unscrew the connections that the black and white wires are connected to. I'd recommend hooking up your ground first to get it out of the way, and you may need to pull these wires apart a little bit. But there's a little plate, I don't know if you can see that there. Your ground wire is going to slide up underneath that. Now, make sure that is under there and it is not going to pull out. This is not a polarized plug, so it doesn't really matter which one of these you connect to. Just make sure these are not touching. Definitely recommend tugging on that, making sure it's not going to come out. You may want to hold this box while you're tightening these up. But yeah, those are not coming out. Ground is good. Put the cover back on. All right. You might want to make sure your connections are tight before you put anything back in place. Voila. I would recommend that you make sure your legs are all the way up to make sure this thing slides back onto the counter easier. Now comes the crap part. It really helps to have a clean space when you're doing this. First things first, I'm going to go ahead and plug this thing in. I just want to make sure that it is getting power, and we are good to go with that. And if you don't have a plug wired back here and it's hardwired, I would recommend thinking about getting a plug and wiring one back here. Alright, that's a good sign. Next, I've got power. Next thing, run your supply line. Because it is the smaller of the two, through your hole in your cabinet. Alright, this is kind of a step-by-step process. Move in a little and you pull. And if this insulation bunches up at all, you gotta smooth it out a little. So shift it from side to side and work it back in there. Push in. And you've got your feet on the bottom. These feet are way too low. I'm leaving the front bottom off because we have to redo our floor, but you would connect that back, obviously. All right. Just be very careful with the metal edges here. They're sharp. These will be installed like that. And then that hurt. But you will just bend the tab down. Ooh, got a little blood, be careful. But this tab right here gets bent down. In a perfect world, this to go behind all of your plumbing. See, that's way too big. So we're actually going to cut this piece. So you want to make sure that this loop goes up above your drain and comes down, because if you don't, the drain can sometimes push water back in your dishwasher and it'll start throwing error codes, and that's bad. So first we're going to put our hose clamp on, like so. Grab the pipe, push this thing all the way on until it won't go any further. Nope, can't get any luck. So just give that a tug, make sure it's not going to come off. And finally, we got our supply line. Do not cross thread this. I mean, I'm kind of lucky because I don't have, this isn't going on my actual shut off, but still, don't cross thread this thing. You'll have a very bad day if you cross thread this, because I'll have to go back to Lowe's. And if you watch my other videos, I'm not the biggest fan of Lowe's. As you can see, I'm holding the pipe. I'm not twisting very hard. Really, just until this thing stops. That's probably good right there. So I'm gonna move my camera back out, turn the hot water on, see what we got. I have 0 leaks. Amazeballs. And that is how you install a dishwasher. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. And hug whoever put in your dishwasher. Thank you for watching. Bye.
Bye. See you later.